Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to show you how to get the best out of Concordia AI. So if you've never used an AI assistant before, don't worry. By the end of this video, you're going to feel super confident in crafting prompts that help you get the answers you need to achieve CQC compliance. So here is Concordia. She can also help us to refine those prompts. And when we say a prompt, what we mean is the text that we write in this box that we can chat with Concordia. So it's helpful to kind of think of Concordia as a person, a little bit scary, but we're going to have a chat with her. She has already made some suggestions about things that we might want to ask, but actually today we're interested in finding out what policies we need for our nursing team. So this is the question that we might ask if we've never used an AI assistant before. So let's ask that question and see what we get back. So Concordia has a really good think about it. Then she's presenting you with a list of policies. We've got 4 policies that have come up here, and you can see these little lozenges. Those are links across to the source for that information. Now, this hasn't given me what I want as a practice manager, but quite frankly, that's because I asked Concordia the wrong question. So what I'm going to do now is ask her to help me write a better prompt. So I always like to say, please, can you help me write a... Let's ask for a better prompt that will give a more helpful and specific response. So let's see what Concordia has to say to that. Ooh, okay, so Concordia has literally just taken what we've written and made it much bigger. So what specific policies and procedures does the CQC require healthcare providers to have in place to ensure that nurses are delivering safe, effective and compliant care? Please include information on training, supervision, professional standards and record keeping requirements, as well as any specific policies for different care settings. So let's take this. She's also given you a bit of a rationale around why she's asking you to say that. And we're not going to use that directly because we hold the information about what we know we need in our heads and we want to get that in. So let's see what we're happy with. What specific policies and procedures does the CQC require healthcare providers? So let's take an opportunity to make this really specific. Actually, let's keep healthcare providers in there, but let's make it general practice. That's what the CQC referred to us as. Healthcare providers to have in place to ensure that nurses are delivering safe, effective and compliant care. Please include information on training, supervision, professional standards and record keeping requirements, as well as any specific policies for different care settings. So let's just remove that for different care settings there and leave it at that. What I might also do here, nurses obviously is quite a broad professional term now, so I'm going to very specifically call out our practice nurses, because I think our practice nurses providing those kind of treatment room services, chronic disease management, are probably going to require different set policies and procedures than perhaps our advanced nurse practitioners. So let's see where this goes. So again, Concordia is just going to digest what you've requested, and let's see if we get something that's a little more... Yeah, okay, so we're definitely looking more specific now. Throwing in the training, supervision and record keeping has definitely given us a different response to the one that I want, which is around this here, this good governance. So let's send Concordia down that route. So I love this. Tell me more about good governance policies and procedures in this context. So adding the "in this context" will keep Concordia on track. Okay, great. So we're already getting some direct links into which regulations. Now we've got clear policies and procedures. So purpose policies should outline. So that's really nice because it's telling you that difference about policies. And we've got some examples. So we're starting to get some of the policies that the CQC might expect us to have in place. Also some stuff around the risk management, training, supervision again, performance monitoring, record keeping. So there's obviously going to be some really good information in here. Let's say what I'm really after is a list of those policies and procedures that we should have in place. So we want to use the same words that Concordia is using. And I'm going to be really specific about this. I'm going to say, can you produce a list of policies that we should have in place for... now Concordia would have ignored that spelling mistake, so I didn't actually need to delete that, but there we go. Can you produce a list of policies that we should have in place for our practice nurses to ensure that we deliver safe and effective care? Please cross-reference this with the CQC regulations. Let's see what that gives us. So we've been really specific here. We have asked Concordia to produce a list of policies. So this should start us on that journey. Yep, so we've got our staffing and competency policies, good governance policies, safe care and treatment policies, safeguarding policies, consent, mental health capacity policies, record keeping and information governance policies, complaints and feedback policies, health and safety policies, equality and diversity policies. So again, it's still quite wide, isn't it? So let's ask her to focus in on the policies that are specific to practice nursing. Okay, so we're definitely getting closer to where we need to be now. So actually, if I'd known this at the beginning, what I would have asked for is a list of clinical practice policies, because that's really what I'm after. Our nursing team are delivering a set of work in their room. How do we know that they are following a practice policy? Well, we don't know unless we've got the policy in place, and then we can start to audit it. So this is what Concordia is calling it. So please produce a comprehensive list of clinical practice policies referenced against CQC regulations. I'd like to add in that against the CQC regulations, because obviously what we are aiming to do is deliver safe and effective care, but it's also really helpful to know which regulation that maps across to. Okay, so here we go. This is more like what I was after. So chronic disease management policies, need an asthma one, need a diabetes one, need a hypertension one, need a COPD one. Obviously our first job is to check whether our nurses in our practice are providing these particular care. But yeah, immunisations, cold chain, fantastic. And we can dig into these and ask Concordia to provide us with more information. So lovely, William Care, good to see that there. IPC, essential, medicines management, PSDs, emergency drugs. Yep, we are definitely nearer to where I thought I I needed to be. Okay, so let's have a look then. So please can you provide me with an example of a spy? So we look at this and we think, oh goodness, we don't have a spirometry policy. So we're going to ask Concordia to provide us with an example of a spirometry policy. We're now going deep down into a specific. You might want to refine this further to get a list that is complete for your practice. Let's have a look and see what Concordia can do with this. So here we go. Here is our example policy, ensuring that this example relates to the CQC, and then also what you'll need to do is make sure that this policy relates to the way you actually do things in your practice. And you can see this is incredibly comprehensive. Would need our clinical check on it to make sure that it meets our clinical requirements as well, but you can see that you can ask her to dig right into the details and provide you with examples. So I think I'm going to hold it there for now. Anytime you can ask Concordia how to make a better prompt, and of course if you have any challenges, do post in the community and we will all be there to help and support you. Thanks very much.